two. Down to one. It's game. Yes!
This ball is crushed.
MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm on BS and real, my rhymes convict and heal.
Welcome to the Faithful Fan Show. I'm your host, Tony Cook, joined today by SIZZLE, aka Casey, aka Mr. Full Stomach himself.
What it is.
Welcome back to the show, dog. How you been?
Life's great, man. Married 2023.
All right, that's it. That's right, dog. Hey, and I know you just watched these Lakers dub up the Memphis Grizzlies. I had we could have done the episode a little earlier today. I was like, nah, let's stretch it. I want to see this first game so we can talk about this. I haven't talked to you all season, honestly, is on a sports tip, I feel like, as far as Lakers. I need your opinion so far, Casey. Heading into the playoffs. Game one, we just got the W. We're up 1-0. How do you feel about the new look Lakers since the trade deadline? I've asked all the homies. I got to ask you.
So, great moves towards with the trade deadline. The new constructed team, us having the top defense, us having I want to say the top record in the West since we finished our trade deadline acquisitions. Love the moves. Now, going into the playoffs, of course, my inner Laker, I'm like, don't nobody want to see us. Eric, we're gonna be hard out. That's exactly where my head was at. Now, the one thing that was on shaky ground with me that started to even rear its ugly head a little bit today in the game.
Let me hear it.
I'll say these last two games of the season was the first time in my life I sat there and was like, man, LeBron looked old.
You see it too?
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
He looks tired. He looks winded. He doesn't look invincible. No. He looks like he's holding on. I've never seen LeBron in this state before.
What he's doing now, I feel like he's taking a lot more breaks on offense as opposed to before. Because I feel, you know what I think he sees though, KC? I think he trusts the guards that he's got to get stuff set up and even just get him easy buckets. You know what I mean? I think he likes the combination of D'Lo and Austin. I think he realizes, okay, I could kind of sit in this corner. I might get an open three. And I love that. You know what I mean? So, but go ahead, Casey. My bad about cutting you off. Go ahead.
So the reason why it drives me concern, it drew concern with me because I'm looking at LeBron like he's still explosive. He can still jump out the gym. He's still big, fast, and strong, and one of the best driver to the hole. Like he's still what he is, but I'm seeing more of his mind watching, causing his body to be stagnant.
Yep.
And he's watching the game, he's processing, he's coaching on the floor, and he's not being a direct contributor all the time. And then he gets so caught up coaching that he's like, bad pass, a turnover. I'm like,
more turnovers.
Game look messy.
You're right. Like, absolutely.
So I was wondering, like, how is this going to manifest in the playoffs? And I'll tell you, Darwin Ham, he got the right. He is switching it up. He's putting the right energy on the floor. He's not I don't feel like LeBron played too many minutes. I don't feel like LeBron was forced to facilitate too much. LeBron got to pick and choose his contribution to the game.
Now we're talking about game one, right? We're talking about game
one. In game one, I feel like LeBron was positioned to pick and choose it. He wasn't like, hey, we need you to drop 40. Hey, we need 15 assists. Hey, there was no direct demand from LeBron. He got to be like, hey, all right, I'm gonna block a couple shots. I got that. Yeah. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna make a couple shots.
He's doing he running back on defense, like he's saving him for the moments.
He got to pick and choose his contribution. And for the stat line, Richard Mora, Austin, like for those guys to be our leading scorers, for LeBron and AD to not be head and shoulders dominant from the point perspective, and we still have this team. We looked like a really deep team today.
KC, get this. an away game in the playoffs. Hey, role players ain't supposed to step up away in the playoffs. 7 seed versus the second. It's not supposed to look like that. Memphis is in trouble, bro. I'm sorry. I'm too excited, but just like you said, we look deep, and it looked like all our role players. They like, oh yeah, that's my first playoff run. Ooh, let me show out.
The thing that I love the most is everybody. It feels like everybody supports everyone else's ego. Mm-hmm. Like Austin Reeves was able to do him and then yell, "I'm him! I'm him!"
Hey,
everybody was like, "You him!"
LeBron's on the court. LeBron's on the court.
Like, did you hear him?
That was crazy.
Like, oh, dude, it was great. It was great. Now, here's the thing to me that everybody who's not a Laker fan should be very, very woreful about. So D'Angelo Russell had a lot of shots that went in and out tonight. Mm-hmm. He had a lot, like he had at least a dub. He had a good game.
Yeah, 19.
But he had a lot of shots that went in. He could have easily had 30.
For sure.
He could have easily had 30. Yep. And then, it didn't even look like it.
It didn't. And he still dropped like an effortless night. D'Lo is a very good guard. That was a crazy acquisition. The switch off of the Russells.
Yes.
Night and day. Like what D'Lo do next to LeBron and AD compared to what Russell Westbrook and how defenses had to play us now with Russell Westbrook, and now how they have to play us with D'Lo. It's crazy. Their hands are full, bro. It's bad.
Yes.
Talking about Austin Reeves on the other side when you swing the ball, and you got to.
Like I love how our team is constructed to allow for the human element.
Yep.
LeBron not gonna be Superman every night, so there's a whole slew of young boys. Like when LeBron's not on the floor, we look like a fast team. Mm-hmm. We are moving. When LeBron come in, we slow down a little bit, but we typically play a little smarter. But in each position, from point guard all the way down, outside of maybe center, every position has this carousel where it's like, who's hot tonight?
Yep.
Because Schroeder was hot the other night, and Russell didn't do that.
Good point.
Right? And nobody is over there, put me in the game. Like, everybody is supportive of the other person's ego. When Schroeder was doing his thing, D'Lo was like, get it. Ice in your veins. Then tonight, it wasn't Schroeder's night. It was Rivers' night. You know what I'm saying? I love it.
Yep, love it. Ditto. I love it, dog. And after game 1, and big news, Morant looked like he hurt his hand, a hand that was already laboring. So we'll keep up on that throughout the week. We'll see what's going on.
Did you see the slow-mo replay of that?
Oh, it looked bad. It looked like, you know what, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not a doctor, but it looked bad.
He had a cast on it. When he came back to the bench, he had a black cast on it, hard cast.
Because it was all, like you said, it was already had some type of wrap on it. And he fell, that will get up. He fell from way up there.
Now, I'll tell you this, the one thing that caught me off guard, because, I'm out here in Vegas, I'm a sports bettor. So I'm looking at the lines. I'm like, Lakers plus 4.5, give me that all day.
Yeah.
First bet on the parlay.
You got your money?
Well, here's where it got me.
Come on, Casey.
I'm looking at the over-under. I'm like, 230 points? What? The only game in the playoffs so far that went over that was Golden State of Sacramento. Yeah. I'm like, I'm taking the under on that.
Because Lakers and Memphis Grizzlies are 2 of the top-rated defensive teams in the league. So that ain't a bad call.
So I saw that. I'm like, give me the under. And they went way over. I'm like,
But Lakers surprisingly shot good from the 3 tonight, especially in the second half. They started heating up from the 3.
Yeah. I will say, so that's 2 back-to-back parlays that got me, because I was supposed to cash in on the Laker game today, but Golden State lost. I had the Knicks to win. I had every game. I had Boston to cover, and whatever the other game was, I had that game correct. I had all games. 20 was about to turn. Yeah, 20 was about to turn into 200, but Golden State.
That's tough too. That's tough because everybody had their money on Golden State. Similar to this, I think that game everyone's thinking for sure it's a dub for the Warriors. This game's a little more up in the air because obviously the Memphis Grizzlies, they're more consistent. Lakers,
Yeah.
I feel like going into this game before game one, I'm like, damn, we already blew our load. I feel like just trying to get into the playoffs. Like you said, the fatigue. LeBron's tired. AD's tired. Talking about he can't. You're like, come on, bro. Like,
I'll tell you this.
Why does AD do that? No, I can't move my arm. We worried all halftime, like, oh my God, if this nigga don't come back on the court.
That was as soon as he did that, I was like, it's over.
Yeah. The worst 20 minutes of my life was waiting to see him back on the court. When they come back for this, I was like, what is happening? All that just for this. It didn't even look like nothing bad. That's why I was like, he better be back out there on the floor, bro.
Bold prediction. This is going to be a hot take. A lot of people aren't going to like this. John Moran is the new age Allen Iverson. He'll be great, but won't win.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. Because they already gave him the bag. I honestly like Memphis, but I don't know if they're going to be able to put enough around him in the future, to sustain that team's, going to the Western Conference Finals either, which they haven't made it yet. But they're a good young team, and he's fire. And Jaren Jackson's fire too. I like him. I like Jaren Jackson, but we'll see. We'll see about Memphis. He gives me like Derrick Rose vibes, but Derrick Rose didn't win nothing either. So same thing. You know what I mean? Same thing. But let's move on. We talk Lakers, and we think Lakers. Now we think Lakers. I'm predicting a W. We might be able to get out of here in 6. At first, I was like 7, winning 7 or losing 7. It's a toss-up. But after this game, I'm like, our bench is deeper. We got more players. We're able to play more players. LeBron and AD gonna be more fresh in a 7-game series, bro. But anyways,
Lakers in 6. We're in line.
I like it. All right, let's move on to next topic. I want to ask you, Casey, who you think is coming out of the Eastern Conference? As far as like going to the finals. If you had to pick a favorite, because for me, I think it's the obvious 3 teams that everyone's kind of looking at. Milwaukee, Boston, Philly's in there to me. I like Philly this year. Embiid got to stop. Embiid got to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, bro. How do you feel? Who do you think's getting out of there? Because that's a tough 3 teams. All 3 different, but good.
Agreed. So I'm in alignment with you. With those are the 3, if any, that would come out of that. While I feel like Joel Embiid is the best player of all those teams, those 3 teams, like he is the best player. Like Joel Embiid. If I'm a GM,
I like it,
and I got the first pick, and everybody from those teams, I'm taking this year's Joel. Okay. Now
MVP in my eyes, Joel.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Casey. Go ahead.
And I like the dynamics that this is the first time that there's like real rhythm and championship aspirations without all the pressure being on James Harden. He's not Batman. He's finally Robin.
Exactly.
Right? So
big time. There's a couple players that take more shots than him on this team. Not even just but Maxey has emerged. What I mean?
So while I like their makeup and their chemistry, they do have Doc Rivers with a bad rap.
Oh, really? Doc
Philly's out. Right? Their road to the championship is too difficult. They're not gonna make it.
He said because Doc's a coach.
They'll be up 3-1 on Boston, and they won't be safe.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what? That's tough. And that's who they gotta hold up.
They gotta go through Boston and Milwaukee. They'd have to go through everybody.
Oh, you're right. They gotta go through Boston. Yeah, that's tough. Because Milwaukee to me, I feel like that's the team that's like it's unstoppable. So they're going to the West. They're going to the Eastern Conference Finals, whoever they play. So I kind of like the Philly Boston, because does Philly have the size? Like Milwaukee has the size to contend with Philly. Boston, Al Horford? I don't know.
Man,
That's tough. That's tough in there. And B going
did you see Gilbert Arenas talk about Boston?
no.
And talk,
What did he say? What did he say?
he said they got a point guard who can't shoot like the mark. He talked about Marcus Smart. Like he'll take 5 threes and 3 of them won't hit the rim or anything.
But he'll make
right?
a big one in the fourth.
He'll make a couple, but some of them gonna hit the broadside. Won't hit the broadside of a barn, right? And he was like Devin White. Who? Right?
Like, why is he doing this?
I don't know. And then he was like, they got they got two guards masquerading as somebody like he basically said that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown don't know who they are. Like they don't. They're just like wing players. They're just don't know their own position.
Why is he doing this?
And then then they got a center with the most ridiculous jump shot you've ever seen in your life.
Okay, but you know what he didn't say, KC? You know what he didn't say? Every single player that you just went down, they're great, excellent two-way players that can switch everything.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart can switch everything, and that's why he's out there. He ain't even out. He ain't out there. He out there because he can play one, and if he got to switch on to LeBron or switch on to Kawhi or switch on to Giannis, he could be out there and it not be an embarrassment. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think Gilbert out of pocket for that. Gilbert out of pocket for that. What do you think?
At the end of the day, nobody's perfect, but ain't none of them getting past Giannis.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's tough. I've seen too much of Giannis in the playoffs to see like, oh, this nigga gonna drop 50. When it counts, he's dropping 50. It don't even matter. Like, who's on the floor, who's defending the rim. It could be AD, Anthony Davis himself. He gonna get his 40 in the playoffs. Giannis gonna get his 40. Like,
Giannis is ridiculous. It doesn't look normal. It doesn't look like we've ever seen it before.
It looks like kitty kid basketball. He looks like he's out there playing with a Nerf ball.
Yeah. And the way I see it, Milwaukee is like this regime of Milwaukee is like the Spurs of the East.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, well-oiled machine. They got a lot of players that do a lot of the dirty stuff, and they can score. Like Brook Lopez could score a little bit.
Yeah.
Holiday, Middleton, all them could get some buckets for you. They'll get buckets in the last 2 minutes of the game for you. You know what I mean?
Keep in mind.
And then you got Giannis.
Brook Lopez used to play for us. He used to play for the Lakers, right? So I seen him up close. Like, he's a freak of nature, but he was soft. He was Mr. 3-point fadeaway, all that. All of a sudden, he's the enforcer on Milwaukee. You try to step up to Giannis, he gonna step in your face?
Oh yeah, I like it. He out there with it. It's because he got Giannis out there pumping him up. He got, you know who else stepped his game up? Portis. Portis is a good player for them too, underrated off the bench. I think he got a bunch of big dogs backing him up, so he good over there. But yeah, if you had to ask me, I like Philly, and I think if there's a year where Philly gets to the Eastern Conference Finals, it'd be this year. They upset Boston and beat Milwaukee, and Milwaukee still make it. Milwaukee probably going to go to the finals for me. But how do you feel?
Yeah, I got Milwaukee coming out to the Eastern Conference Finals.
It's boring. It's a boring take, but like you said, I've seen too much in the past 3 years. Giannis is going to score 40 every game that matters. Like every game when it gets down to like, oh, got to win this one to close it out, he going to drop 40. What are y'all going to do? Somebody better.
I seen the man hyperextend his knee, come back and drop 50 the next day.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Casey. And we all watched that game and said, "Oh, it's a wrap." And what was it?
He's not coming back from this.
Was it against Brooklyn? Who was it against? With KD?
I can't remember.
I forgot who it was against. But I
remember watching and being like, "Oh, he's done.
Yeah, it's over.
He's done.
Yeah, this nigga still dropped 50 the next game. Unhuman. Like LeBron, and then Giannis is like the next cyborg. Like, whoa, God was tripping when he made this full type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%.
Okay. basketball topic. We got one more basketball topic before we shift to the Cowboys for real quick. I got to get Cowboy knowledge from SIZZLE.
Let's do it.
It's the Suns. Everyone's been talking about the Suns since they made the trade. They're a heavy favorite coming out of the West, right? Would you say so? If Durant's back, so in the West is kind of wide open. People talking about the Lakers, so it's like it's wide open. 7th seed. So the Suns, Clippers, we just heard. It sounds like Paul George probably is out the whole series, like this series. With that news, how do you feel about the Suns this series and making it to the finals as the Western Conference favorite of everybody?
So it's crazy how life has a way of working itself out, or how life plays itself out. Because you got both the Kyrie and KD situation. Both of them went to a team with playoff contention, and somebody fell all the way out, not even into the play-in. That was insane.
I could not believe it. I could not believe that. But go ahead.
Could not believe it, right? And then you got KD, who's the quiet one out of the bunch. Who looks like he's as close to healthy as he's been, like pre-Achilles, like where his defense is looking better. He looks like the best player in the world again. Like he looks incredible. So I definitely feel like the Suns are going to be a hard out. I definitely feel like there's not enough Kawhi in the world for them to get past the Suns without Paul George.
They needed George. Especially for perimeter defense, like that was probably who was going to be guarding Booker. So now it's like, damn.
Yeah, I personally think the Suns are going to be the favorite of everybody that they play until Chris Paul's hamstring gives out. Probably game 5 of the second round.
Hey, well, at least we gave him this round. We do CP3 so dirty, bro. But it's almost facts. It's almost facts. He gonna go down with a hammy.
At some point, game 3.
Late in the series, I would say. I would say late in the series when it matters. And it's like, oh, game 5, they up. They up 3-2 or whatever. It's a wrap. And he's done. Compromise. They got to play Cameron Payne. It's a wrap. That I forgot about that. I forgot about the CP3 factor. But Durant and Booker being on the floor helps CP3 tremendously. He don't got to shoot. He can sit in the corner and just, like you said, take open threes. Don't got to put too much pressure. You really don't need the ball in the last 3-4 minutes of the game. You could give it to Durant or Booker at this point. Or even Ayton, even DeAndre Ayton.
It's gonna be a non-contact injury. Like it's gonna be after the play. He's gonna be walking to the locker room, sneeze. Something's gonna happen. His hamstring is gonna be like, hey. So
okay,
it's just gonna. I'm here.
That would mean Suns under the 4 seed. The Suns could possibly meet up with the Lakers. Damn. Hey, so if it was Suns Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, I'm jumping way ahead. Who do you got?
Let me look at the. So
I think it's because they're 4, and if we win, we're in the 2 seed bracket now, right? Isn't that how that works? Or will we still be the 4th seed? And how does that work?
Man, they don't have a good view of the. Okay, so we would see the winner of the Golden State Sacramento. We wouldn't see the Suns into the Western Conference Finals.
But we would. It works out. We don't see them. Like if we win all of our series, we can meet them in the Western Conference Finals. Exactly.
It could be LeBron against.
Because at that point, you got to say the Lakers are ready to go. If we make it that far, who you got? Suns, Lakers. I would love that. That would be lovely series. I'm jumping way. I'm jumping.
I need you to understand what is lining up now that you think about it.
I just broke
LeBron.
Pandora's box right now.
Like, let's say the Lakers figure it out. That means that LeBron beat Memphis with Josh, Warriors with Steph, Suns with KD, and then Giannis That's what LeBron has to go through.
I don't see it. Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, he gonna have to show me. I can't.
Ja,
You know,
Curry, KD, Giannis.
But you know what? LeBron James, the play of Anthony Davis so far, and we talk about Anthony Davis as being Mr. Glass, street clothes, but when he's on the floor, he is top, or not even an argument. He's top 3 players in the NBA because of his offense and defensive impact. You know what I mean? Like, there ain't nobody getting 7 blocks in a game, bro, with 20 points and 15 rebounds. That's what he did today. Like, it really don't even matter. LeBron could be out there and not even give his best. If Anthony Davis is playing them games where he dropped 35, 15, we get into the finals. But you know what? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not, KC. Before we get out of here, because we run out of time, before we get out of here, I got to ask you. We talked NBA enough. Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Cowboy Nation! Are you happy about the moves that we've made in the offseason so far? Like, have we done enough to where we could go into the draft and just draft the best player, not draft for need? You know what I mean?
We've done enough in our skill positions, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when it comes to our receiving core, when it comes to our defensive back core, those skill positions, love the acquisitions that we've made. Love it, right? Where we need to make sure that we have some depth is that offensive line. Where we need to make sure we have some beef is on that defensive line. So if we can figure out those two, I think we'll be in a real good position.
Because the defensive line, I feel like we always need D tackles. It's just this offensive line situation. The deterioration of Tyron Smith has hurt us a little bit. We need a left guard. We don't even got a viable starting left guard right now. I feel like the guy we drafted last year is our future at left tackle. I feel like he could take over. 73 Smith, Tyler Smith. I liked him this year. He was good. You didn't see him get beat too much. So I think you hit it right on the head. We need to draft a guard, some inside beef, and we need to draft a defensive tackle. Fairly high.
But what I'm hearing is we're about to either go after Derrick Henry.
I've heard that.
It's going to be either Derrick Henry or the Bijan Robinson from we're apparently trying to do that with the intention of free agency being how we beef up our offensive line.
Okay. All right. So I like Bijan at 26 if he falls there. I don't even know if he'll make it there though. I
don't see him still.
He's like one of the best NFL prospects, so I don't know if he'll make it there. But if he does make it there, I'll take him because Pollard's on a 1-year deal, and he's not a right up the middle back. So we're gonna need to address that. Whether it be Derrick Henry, I like that, or Bijan, I like that. But yep, I agree. What would you rate it? What would you rate the offseason for the Cowboys before we get out of here?
Oh man, I would give us a B. I would give us a B to B plus. Yeah, probably like an 86, 87.
That's right where I'm at. Right where I'm at too. All right, Casey, I'm happy. I got to talk to you and get NFL and NBA insight. It's been a minute. Let's continue watching these Lakers. We're gonna talk again before the season's over. We're gonna talk again. Anything to say to the fans before we get out of here?
Oh man, you already know what it is. Stay watching, stay faithful. And do your thing, man. Keep rolling because we going to be here.
Hey, let's go, y'all. Hey, until next time on the Faithful Fan Show. Dun, 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 dun.
Rookie in the paint, going hard with the venom. Shot so much, man, I think I need a leg. Rookie in the paint, going hard with the venom. Shot so much, man, I think I need a leg. Animal, MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm Morpheus and real, my rhymes convict and heal. A world blind, my lines a red pill, real. Ball like I've been here, rookie in his prime. Focus like Jordan the second time. Kobe in playoff times, you know believe when I drop. Call for it, Kelly go in the Blizo spit. Auto like free throws by Ito. Circle two-stroke magic. Rhymes over